Hey everybody, so today I'm going to be doing a video about Solfarm. Now I've covered them in the past, they're on my list of Solana projects, and Solana has been blowing up a lot, so the Solfarm token is up, and it's a good time to look into maybe get into Solana because of the facts that it's down a little bit from 200 now to like 170. And so Solfarm is a yield aggregator. So one of the things you need to know about yield aggregators is basically you give them your LP tokens, they stake them on different farms throughout the systems, and then they sell the rewards to get you more LP tokens of those assets. So this is the way that you can grow your assets for any pair that you really like. You can use like one of the big pairs like the Raydium token with the Solana token. You can do the wrapped Sol with regular Sol. So this is wrapped Solana with Solana. So this is a pretty safe one, is there will be no liquidity lost, but you have to understand that you are in the Saber Sunny pool, and that's why you're getting this monstrous 110% APY, which will probably go down over time as more people go into this farm, but you're taking a bit of risk because that's where your LP tokens are now being put by Solfarm. You have to understand that their platform will try to pick the best farm to put your LP tokens in to earn you the best return. Now, when I featured this project, it was part of my coming into Solana. I did some videos that are in that playlist that show you how to get to Solana and how to get money onto here and how to use a Raydium Solid wallet. I'm actually now using the Phantom wallet. The Phantom wallet is pretty simple to use. It's just an upgraded wallet that seems to work a little better with some of the sites, and it's being embraced by more projects at this point. I'm going to do a more full video about this wallet, but as you can see, it just and it kind of tracks your current values. And you can see I do have some step tokens in here that are worth a little over $200 and a little bit of USDC. The Tulip token is what I'm going to use for an example today of how to add some liquidity to the Solfarm site, and just give you an overview of a little bit how this works. Now, when I first featured this site, they were only able to use the few farms that were on Raydium. Now they're able to use Saber, and they are also branching out, and while they're not listed up here as a farm that you can go and find, they are using Saber Sunny right now, and it will probably soon be added into there. So how do you find these different Solana projects? Let's touch base on that really quick. Now you can use Gecko and you can go to the Solana project page tab, but you're going to see some projects in there like Ramp DeFi and other things that are not really Solana projects. They're just tokens that have been ported over to the Solana ecosystem. If you really want to know about the projects, you need to come to the DeFi Llama site, go to their homepage, and then click on Solana, and now you're going to see the projects that are truly on here. You're also going to see that the TVL on Solana has absolutely been blowing up, and Solana's growth and the TVL and the DeFi moving over here is probably a lot of reason why Ethereum hasn't really been running like some people thought it would. People might not think that other projects are going to be able to knock off Ethereum, but when you can come and earn amazing yields like you can on Solana, you can do it with no fees, so you can move in and out of pools, and you can go ahead and do compounding of your interest a lot more frequently than you can on Ethereum with smaller amounts of money. You're going to see a lot of people come over here, especially because unlike the Binance Smart Chain, we don't have a CZ figurehead and a chain that is kind of centralized by a group in China. In the Solana project, we have a very good person running the project in Sam Bankman-Fried, and he has a much better image throughout the world, and he is probably much more trusted. He has his own company in the FTX, and the FTX is just going all over the globe. They're advertising everywhere, so they're not going to be one of those companies that gets into a lot of trouble. And even if they were to be somebody that bend the rules, once you become a giant company, you've seen how banks get away with just some minor fines when they mess up, right? So there's a lot of thought that Solana is really going to be one of those projects that is really going to grow, and it doesn't have the track record of Cardano where it's taking forever to build, yet it's fast, it's scalable, it's cheap to use, it's a lot of fun things. So as you go through this list, you're going to see Saber. That's a new platform I told you about that Solfarm is currently using. You're going to see Sunny, you're going to see Raydium, and then you're going to see Solfarm. Now, Solfarm being number 4 is pretty impressive, because for a yield aggregator to be number 4, that's pretty impressive because they don't have their own farms. That means that a lot of people who have liquidity, like all of their liquidity, is really staked in these other projects. So all this 687 million is really staked into these projects. They're just managing it, and they're taking the rewards that you earn on these other platforms and then giving you more LP tokens. So to see them up here is really impressive. They're even higher than the Serum Dex at this point. The Serum Dex really just doesn't offer any super special rewards, and that's really why liquidity is moving off of the Serum Dex and into Saber, into Sunny, into Raydium, and then those tokens are sometimes being moved into Solfarm. So, and there'll probably be some other sites that are coming out. You can go through the list here. You can click on any of these, get to their site, and you'll be able to kind of take a look at all the different places that are starting to get going here. So, going back to Solfarm. Now, I'll go ahead and show you my assets that are staked here. I originally brought just over $1,000 to the ecosystem here. And as you can see now, I have, $1,000 here, $700 here, $500 here, 500 here. So that's over almost 3,000. And then in my wallet, I had another 600. So I am 1,000, a little over 1,000 to a little over 3,000. That's a 200% gain, right? Or 3x, 1,000 to 3,000, but it's really 200% in profit. So let's just imagine that if you had come over here when I came over here, I went a little bigger than me. I didn't really go as big as I wanted to. I got distracted by Splinterlands, which wasn't a bad thing. We all know that's been going well for me. But in general, so the Solana ecosystem is really starting to flourish. And this is what I was saying was going to need to happen before Solfarm could take that next level. Because if you're a yield aggregator, you need lots of DeFi farms to be able to aggregate on, to be able to grow your site. Now, you'll see here, I'm currently doing the Ray Sol pair, the Sol pair, the Tulip, which is the Tulip token, is the Solfarm token, and we'll take a look at that one and talk about it a little bit. It's really a governance token. Now, in the beginning of their site, when they first got going, they were rewarding this token to their early stakers, and at this point, it's all been given out except for the rewards that are going to be issued to people who are in this pool. And as you can see, at 148%, it pays out at a pretty good amount, and this is all rewards I've gotten just from the site. So these are all free Tulip tokens that I farmed, and it just took about 3 months since I did my last videos. And as you can see, I got this about extra $500 in rewards that I have staking over here now. They also have I also have some in the Ray Serum pool. This is probably the one pool I might be looking to exit. I might just change this to Ray Sol because I'm not positive on the future of the Serum and the Serum token, because as you can see, they are slipping pretty heavily on the DeFi Llama site. So we'll go ahead now and show you an example. Sorry, just fixing a couple of my tabs of how you would add some liquidity to one of the farms. Now I'm going to be doing the Tulip USDD farm. You would come over here to this little add liquidity button that is right next to any pair, and you would click the button. This will launch you to the site where you need to actually stake your coins. And so then you'll need to connect your wallet. I already was connected to Raydium over on another tab, so that's why I didn't have to do a connect. But once you get connected, it's just like staking liquidity on any other pair. So I'm going to go ahead and just stake this little bit of token that I have. I'm going to hit supply. I'm going to hit approve, and you're going to see that this is a relatively fast chain. Boom, transaction is confirmed. It's even faster than BSC at this point. Then I'm going to come over here. Now, one of the things I've noticed, you'll see, oh look, I do have a little bit of Tulip here I could have harvested. I'll go ahead and do this, but I do have to wait a moment for their site to update. There, it did a quick little update, and that's why it's refreshing all the time in the background. And now they see my liquidity tokens that I had here. So I'll go ahead and deposit those. It's a similar thing where you just have to approve. The first time you use the platform, you'll have to approve tokens. If you've done liquidity farming, you should be used to that. And now we're going to go ahead and check out a couple of the other sites that they're using, so you get an idea of some of the different sites that the Solfarm site is currently using. The first one to look at is Saber. So Saber is your typical farm with pools and a swap. So it's your typical DEX that has pools where you can do staking of just assets to earn rewards for being in the pools. That's something that's kind of popular on the Solana ecosystem. And then they have their farms. As you can see, their farms are pretty low. They do have but they have really, really safe assets. So this is probably the safest place to stake your assets. And if they're in the Saber site, you're going to feel pretty safe. They're a very big project, very well known. I can do a deeper dive on them as well as you would like. And you're going to see, though, the percents are kind of low. They're not nearly as high. Now, what ended up happening, though, is Another site came out that took a lot of the LP tokens of the Saber farm, and they launched a token on top of it, and then they're giving out their token as well as the rewards from the Saber farm. And this is creating a chance right now, at least for a brief amount of time until maybe more people get in this, to use the Sunny aggregator to get much higher APYs on those safe pairs. But then you have to take your LP tokens and you have to give them to this project, so there is a level of trust, and it's how far do you want to go. Would you want to let the Solfarm hold your LP tokens and try to grow them and put them into farms that they are going to basically decide that they want to use? And as the governance token gets used, we will see votes on whether or not the community that is using Solfarm is comfortable with using an app like this. This is a brand new farm that came out recently. You can see a Sunny token is only worth around 13 cents, but it's allowing APYs on USDT and USDC at 125%. This is pretty wild. You also are seeing that you can do Saber, the Saber pool, MSOL and Sol at 132%. That means you're getting 132% return on just staking your Solana tokens. You also have a BTC to BTC at 154%. That is pretty wild. But if you look at these APYs, just to let you know, they're only those small 3.9 APY from the Saber farm and 122% from the Sunny token. So if you were to stake your tokens here yourself, you would have to go ahead and claim those Sunny rewards and decide if you were going to sell them or if you were going to keep them. And you'd have to look into the platform. Well, if you decide to use a platform like Solfarm, who is using the Sunny, we'll unstake this and we'll look at this high APY. So there are some high APYs on Raydium, and we can go take a quick look at Raydium and their other pools. But then as we get down here into here, you're going to see, so Saber Sunny. So Saber Sunny, Serum, 220%. Saber Sunny PAI, which is another stablecoin with USDC at 188, USDT, USC 177. So you can go ahead and get these high APYs by giving your liquidity tokens. So you'd stake your tokens on Saber, and then you would provide the liquidity to Solfarm. And what they will do is they will sell that Sunny token for you, and then they will give you more LP tokens for USDT and USDC. But those tokens will be staked in the farm that is currently using to build you those rewards. So you have to make sure that you are comfortable with your tokens being in the Sunny aggregator. This is the main thing with all of the DeFi aggregators. You need to know that you can, you have to watch what projects you're willing to let your tokens in. I currently have 4 of my Solana that were recently just moved into, and not that 4 Solana is a life-changing money or anything, but it's a decent amount of my stack over here on this platform, and I was staking it just on the Saber farm, just earning 5% because I was figuring, hey, I'll just earn some more Solana with the Solana that I have sitting in my wallet. And now it got a chance to be staked into the Saber Sunny pool. They did a governance vote, they moved it over, and now it's earning 114%. But I do have that new risk of an added pool, not the Saber pool, but the Sunny pool. So that's just a chance that you're going to have to judge and decide if you want to do it yourself. So I hope this quick look at the Solfarm was fun. Now let's go ahead and go over to Gecko, and we'll just look at some of the prices that you're seeing in the Solana ecosystem. Now you can go over here to categories. This was the thing I was mentioning, and you can click on the Solana ecosystem. Now this is still good as a place to come here and take a look at the Solana token. As you can see, it's at about 180 almost, 39% growth over the last 7 days. But then if you look down here, you see all the tokens that are in red. These are tokens that aren't necessarily Solana tokens. Then you see the ones that are green in the last 7 days, like Raydium. That is a Solana token. Same thing here. These ones, not Solana tokens. Serum, Solana. Oxygen, Solana. Mango Market, Solana. That's almost how you could tell that whether or not they are a Solana project or not, is if they've been green over the last week, because you've had a lot of serious growth in these different tokens over the last few days. You can see the Star Atlas token is still up 50%, but as you can see, it's had an interesting little chart here. I don't know how that's up 50% with that chart. We'll have to see. I'm going to be looking more into the Star Atlas token and the spaceship sale. I know I'm a little behind on that. Sorry about that, guys, but it's on my roadmap to go ahead and get something out about that. Now, as we go here, you're going to see the Step Finance token is sitting at over $1. This was a pool that a lot of people told me I was very foolish in, and I ended up putting $200 in. I got over 200 Step tokens when I pulled out my liquidity, matched up with $200, so I got all my dollars back that I used to get into the pool. Plus, I still have 200 Step tokens, and now I can hold them and see where they go. They were sitting pretty low, but as their project is growing, so is their value there. And here's the Solfarm token, the Tulip token. As you can see, they're up 206% on the week. And this is really because their TVL has just blown up in the last 7 days because of the Sunny aggregator site diving a lot more liquidity into their site. Because a lot of people who have money in the Sunny aggregator pools would rather sell the Sunny tokens, get more liquidity tokens, and just eventually leave that pool, and Solfarm is allowing them to do that. So that's why their total TVL has now pushed up past 17.9 million, and that is a pretty amazing thing. They also have really good tracking here that I really like. As you just kind of look at the site, they tell you how much money you currently have deposited on the site right up here. They also tell you on here how things are going. They also tell you how many rewards you've had since your last deposit or withdrawal, which is a nice thing to see. Now, as you know, I just did an example of adding more funds to the Tulip USDC, so I don't have more rewards for this one. If you see here, since the last time I made a deposit into this one, which was just a few days ago, I've made $9. This one, I've actually made $148 because I haven't put anything else in the Ray Serum pool since I first got into it, but that shows you how much money I've made. I've made 6.12 of the tokens for $148. And this farm right here, I only put in 2 tokens into the Ray Soul farm. And over the last couple of months, it was paying us such a high percentage that I earned 32.9 tokens. So, and I only have 34.59. So of my $1,000, 1,100 of it is in added value that I've gotten rewards. That was pretty incredible. I was really lucky that I got into the Ray Soul token pair up when Soul had done a drop and when Ray token was worth almost nothing. This was months ago. Let's see, where's Raydium? It's way up here at the top, right? So it's currently sitting at $14. And if we look at the 90-day chart, yeah, so I was back here under $5 when I was pairing it up with Solanas. So I had some impermanent loss on my Solanas, obviously, but I had quite a run on the Raydium that is in there now. With it 3xing itself, it kind of matched the about 3 to 4x of the Solana. And with both tokens move at the same time, you just earn a whole lot more money in your pool. All right, everybody, I hope you like this look at the Solfarm, and I hope you decide to come check it out if you are in the Solana ecosystem. And if you don't know much about it, then check out my other videos that are in the playlist about Solana, because it is an ecosystem that you're going to want to be on, I believe, and it could be one of the leading ecosystems going into the next few years of DeFi. Thanks, everybody. Bye.